do, 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 do. Oh my gosh, I love Green Dog. Corndan, what a great thing to pop up as we get ready for the last match of the day.
I mean, it could be Green Dog in the Gauntlet. Wouldn't that be awesome?
You know,
it's been Green Dog in the Gauntlet.
I have a feeling it's not going to be Green Dog in the Gauntlet. Give me 1 second, everybody. I almost have everything set up. Don't worry, everybody. It's going to be fine. We may or may not have a Green Dog on the loose. Thank you to all the subscriptions, by the way. We do give out over $2,000 worth of prizes during Kusog7ande. So every subscription helps. Demon Fox Prism Ranger _fishy. I do see several people followed. Thank you, Recursioning, for resubscribing, and Clouth Warthog, Raving Sock Monkey, Silver Moon, Holy Guacamole, Professor Ness, Zavane, DBX Lord. Thank you, all of you. I very much appreciate it. And yeah, I need that. I need help covering some of the costs here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, Crappy, take us to the reveal. Past those beauties. Well, Corndan, I think I'm a little bit scared about this.
I would. Yeah, this one requires a little bit of an intro. You see, we have a lot of great GMs who provide a lot of great things, right, for these gauntlets. The GMs, I can't speak highly enough of everybody who came together to put together 80 gauntlet states this year, right?
Yeah.
Well, we had a whole bunch of them and multiple people who wanted to provide Commodore 64. And you know, we've got Vice for that. BizHawk doesn't really like doing Commodore 64 real well or the States, so you know what? We let them do it. We have an entire Commodore 64 gauntlet for you today.
Yep, and let me go ahead and show it to you. That's not right.
That's not it.
Wait. Okay, I gotta hit F5. Refresh. There we go. Ha! That's
it.
Yeah, look at this. I do not know what any of these games are.
You've seen we've had several of these.
Okay.
Right, on Kusog7ande before. So the first one is Uno Turparo Muta Amale. It's a it's a finish game. You have to run through a barn. If you die to the barn, that counts.
If you die to the barn, it counts. Oh my gosh.
If you die to the barn, it counts.
You're speaking my language.
The second one is Vector Ball, and you have to score a goal for player 1.
Okay.
Right, then it's Street Fighter 2. Now you can't tell that from looking at that. That is E-Honda, but you need to win the match.
Oh
right?
my
Both
gosh,
rounds,
that is that actually an official Street Fighter 2 game?
Yeah,
Oh no.
Bad. Then we have the Baby of Kanguru. You got to beat 4 screens. The last screen has a monkey, so you know.
Okay.
Then Creatures 2. Kill the monster above the cage. Don't let anyone in the cage die.
Good.
This one is interesting because if you don't get the joystick port right, a left input will abort the level.
Oh no!
We have Frankie Goes to Hollywood, which has been on Kusog7ande this year, which is just win the mini game. If you win, you go to a different mini game. If you lose, you go to a row of houses. So that's how you know. Then we have Elite. Now, you might say Elite is a good game, but it's not a good game on the Commodore 64.
Okay.
And you have to dock with the space station by flying into the narrow slot. Elite is technically impressive for what it makes the Commodore 64 do, but it's not good.
I do not believe it would be good, yeah.
Then we have a questionable arcade game turned into an even more questionable Commodore 64 port, a hard drive-in, and you have to cross the finish line.
Okay.
Then we have Spike's Peak, and it's complete the game in one loop. And then our last one is a game called Rebounder, and you have to defeat 3 bosses. You'll kind of see it when you get to it.
Gotcha. Yeah,
I actually like Rebounder a lot. It's kind of fun.
I mean,
but it's not good.
That's fair. There are a lot of things to love and hate in this gauntlet. Well, the players are going to have a full hour to try to make as much progress as they can. Whoever does gets to stay in the tournament, and the one who falls behind, who doesn't clear as many as the other player, they are eliminated. Yeah, they're free. They're freed. We let them out into the wild. Now, how do we keep track of this? If you see the tracker, I can actually darken the states to show which ones have been cleared. If they are tied at the hour mark, though, then we will move into overtime for 5 minutes to see if anybody can clear a state. First person who does wins, and if nobody clears it by the 5-minute mark, then whoever got there first is the victor. We have had years where we had a lot of overtime. This has not been one of those years.
We've had a lot of close gauntlets, but it just hasn't required anything.
Yeah. So let me go ahead and move on over. We do need it if there is somebody in chat, one of our mods who can start a prediction. We've got Captain Drake versus Lady Rex, and they will be playing for us today. No audio on the current screen, and that is okay. I can see that audio is coming through. Let me go ahead and bother her real quick. Hey, Donkey Clonk, how you doing?
Hi, I've decided to hop in because, as you might guess, I'm responsible for a lot of these states.
Yeah, and it's going to help here to provide context. I know some. I tried playing some of these, but I don't know them all.
Yeah, I love that both of them have the same... Heck, I don't even know what game this is.
This is Screechers 2.
Yep, we asked them to start here. It has a little bit different cropping than the other two.
Yeah.
Than the other games. So when this is cropped, all of the other ones will be fine as well.
Yeah, I will definitely... welcome to Commodore. It's always a little fun to try to capture everything correctly, but I will get it. So if you see any jank cropping, that's just me trying to deal with this. I don't like this music. Too much oompa. This could be clown music. I don't like it.
It's all right.
Okay. I am doing the countdown, everybody. So in typical fashion, spam emotes, but I would prefer older emotes from older games because we are getting super retro during this. Countdown is starting. Best of luck to the players. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh my gosh, this is going to be a fun match. I love Commodore 64, and it looks like M. Bison on the left, and Lady Rex is here with Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Yeah, this is a game that a lady played in her match. So she is familiar with this game, but didn't play this minigame.
Yeah, Lady Rex has not managed to collect a single flower either. There we go, there's a flower. Basically, you just have to catch tons of flowers in order to get points. I believe it's the heart meter that is going up while you play this. And considering that your heart meter starts so far down, this is actually relatively difficult.
Yes.
Street Fighter 2 is pretty much a game made it's a really easy state as long as you don't think it plays anything like the actual version.
Is that it, by the way?
I definitely... you have to win both matches.
Yeah,
I definitely played Street Fighter thinking it was just like Street Fighter. But you're right, if you don't think it plays like Street Fighter and you just go through to do it, it's not that bad.
Oh my gosh. Do 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 do. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful game. 10 out of 10 would street fight again. But with that said, Captain Drake appears to have taken M. Bison down, and that is a very clear early lead. Let me go ahead and give that state, win the match. That is 2 rounds. I do like that you also have a list for which states are port 1. No, Lady Rex.
And Lady Rex lost the Frankie Goes to Hollywood state by running out of time.
Understandable.
Ooh, Drake opting for the Baby of Kangaroo. This is a really bad platform. It loves to eat your inputs. It has terrible hit detection. A lot of the patterns are RNG. This is a rough game.
I didn't find it was super terrible if you just considered like that sort of era of like Commodore 64 gaming, right? Like it's not good. And it's not good in a way that a lot of games were not good at the time, if that makes sense.
Yeah. By the way, chat is asking about Frankie Goes to Hollywood, what the 4 meters are.
Yeah, they are not necessary in this minigame. They're useful in the actual game, but not this minigame.
Yeah, because you've got, I believe, peace on the far right, there's love next to that, there's war, and then there's love represented by the sperm. Or something like that. Maybe that's like...
Yes. Love, that's it.
Lust. Well, you've got the love meter already, like, with the heart, right? Maybe it's lust.
And you can see on the lady that the hitbox is for actually picking the flowers you're supposed to. It's extremely finicky. This is a really annoying stage.
Oh, there's the monkey! Ah, Captain Drake getting murdered by the monkey!
Yeah, but good job getting to this screen.
I feel the Baby Kangaroo, like once you get a feel for like how dumb it is, if that makes sense, right? It's doable.
Yeah, I'd say so. Like, the biggest thing is learning, like, it's almost mathematical how you have to get through some Commodore 64 platformers. Line yourself up correctly so that you can get the jump, and then wait for the correct time. As far as I can tell, there is no timer in this game, so it's not a big deal rushing as long as you can get it. Oh my gosh, this music for Lady Rex. Lady Rex is actually doing pretty well with this game. As far as I can tell, like, the heart meter keeps going up.
Yeah, of course, you gain heart by picking flowers. But Lady keeps pushing iron down, which is opens your inventory, and that loses time as you have to close the inventory.
Yeah, that's life. When you're picking flowers, sometimes you just accidentally open up your backpack. It's like, what am I doing?
It's true.
I've done that myself. But then again, flowers can go in the backpack. Frankie Goes to Hollywood missed that point. What a surreal game, though. Like, this was a fever dream of a match. And this is one, like, I was talking with you, Donkey Klonk. This is one of the games that I was like, we have to have a state for a Commodore 64 Gauntlet. Like, absolutely. And I'm so glad. This minigame does not look hard, but it's hard.
Yeah, it has some of the best music and some of the worst hitboxes in the game.
Yeah. But look...
Was that a completion from Captain Drake? They just beat the...
Yeah,
last screen with the
they
monkey?
beat Baby or Kangaroo and moves on to Monster Tennis Ball Hopabout. This is one of Hedge Mage's states.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Hedge had me play this, and I feel it's definitely one of those, like, if you understand how, like, Monster Rancher Hopabout plays, right, you're totally gonna get this.
Yeah,
if you don't,
your tennis
you are
ball...
gonna be totally lost.
Yeah, I've played Hopabout. But with that said, Captain Drake definitely has a solid lead at this point, but we are only 6 minutes in. Like, considering that Lady Rex is trying a state that is definitely one of the harder ones. Oh my gosh, pleasure units! You're 15% a real person!
Lady beats the state.
Yeah! Which one?
This is a win for Lady.
That is number 6. Okay. Frankie is down for Lady Rex. Welcome to the pump station. Waggle joy pole to pump ball. I do not want to waggle my joy pole. And Lady Rex, is this Hover Bother? What? No, this isn't Hover Bother. It's that other one.
It's Uno turha på de muta malen.
Oh, that's right. Essentially,
it's the Finnish lawnmower game.
Yeah, this is one of the stranger lawn mowing games because no, that's a plow. That's right. And your plow is attached to a car that's driving along the road, and you're just trying to plow as much as possible, as quickly as possible. Except in the game, you're actually just trying to avoid all the obstacles. That's the premise here. I like the music.
Captain Drake should be finishing off the first sort of boss, and now they just get to pick a direction.
Okay. So what is the name of the game that Captain Drake is playing again?
That's Rebounder.
Rebounder. Okay, there are 3 bosses that you have to defeat.
Yeah, and so basically it gives you a little segment and then a boss, and then you get to choose your path, and right at the end of that segment there's a boss, you get to choose your path and go on ad nauseum. At least for a while, right? So what we're looking for is basically 3 of those like mini bosses. So if you kind of catch what's going on, I don't think it's super bad, right? You know, I think the game is just a little slow. It's a little bit of a time suck. But like, once you catch on to like the hop about kind of thing for it, I don't think it's too difficult.
I personally don't think that the Uno state is difficult either, because the barn is 25% into the stage, but you do go backwards if you die.
I don't want to die.
Yeah, the Uno state's not that bad. I mean, it's just basically reflexes, right? You know, you just need to follow the path. The nice part is it has some really good music, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Commodore 64 had such a good audio chip. The SID chip, it's something that we have talked about a lot in Kusog7ande, and I actually have I have an emulator for creating SID chip music. I love playing around with that. There's so much that you can do with the chip. You can also make it sound really, really bad, but considering how good people have made it sound, like, it's really impressive.
The SID is interesting, right? When we let's compare it to the NES, right? So the SID chip is 3 channels, but each channel could be anything, a square wave, a triangle, or noise, right?
Yeah.
But it's only 3 channels, so you get a lot of things like arpeggioed chords and stuff like that to try to make music, and a lot of people did some really good stuff with it. The NES is 2 triangles, 2 triangles, a square wave, a noise, and a PCM channel.
2
PCM
squares,
channel doesn't get used a
triangle,
lot.
noise, PCM, yeah.
So in some ways you think, well, the NES has got more channels, right? But the SID is more versatile because you can actually program them on the fly. It's not like if you say it's a triangle, it's always a triangle. And so there's a lot of really good things that get done, you know, about transitioning from like triangles, you know, like the sawtooth to noise and back again and stuff like that. It's really interesting.
Oh, yeah. I love that Chad is asking what is happening on the right side of the screen.
Drake, that's 3 bosses for Drake. Drake beats Rebounder.
Very nice. Drake has 3 states down. Drake is a legend, by the way, in the Mystery Tournament community. I believe this is his first time in Kusog7ande, and he is just showing why he is so good. Learning how to play these games on the fly, and simply put, there are a lot of people who have not played very many Commodore 64 games who are in the tournament. So it's definitely getting a lot of new gameplay that they just have not experienced. Lady Rex is like, we've got two different games here, and I don't know what either of these are. Care to talk to me about what we're seeing here?
So Captain Drake is on Spike's Peak, which I didn't try myself. Lady is on Vector Ball, and this game is complete garbage. Your needle is nigh uncontrollable. I would say this is a trap state.
Oh. Spike's Peak is like a combination of Donkey Kong and Alpiner.
Okay.
Right, is the best way of putting it.
Someone made a goal, but I think that was the computer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so
the goal is to score one goal for player one.
So the needles here, these are soccer players.
Yes.
Okay,
Basically.
and Lady Rex needs to go to the right. Upright.
Yeah, Rex's goal is to the right.
This is really bad. Wow. Like, interesting concept. The execution, not great. I think Pike's Peak, this is really cute graphics-wise. I've never seen a Commodore 64 game look like this. Like, look at the level of detail here. A lot of, not gradients, but fake gradients, just because of limited colors. They managed to make one color fade into the other just by decreasing the number of pixels from the base color that changes into the other one. I really, really like this type of art style. It's so cool. It looks rough. Maybe not as rough as Lady Rex's game with Vector Ball.
Vector Ball is probably the worst one in here.
All you have to do is score one goal. Oh, I would probably, yeah. Donkey Kong, if that's a trap state, I would be stuck in that trap. I'm not even kidding you. I want to play that.
Yeah, sometimes they give states that sound simple and are simple. I know for example, the Street Fighter 2 state, win the match. It's pretty easy as long as you don't think it plays anything like actual Street Fighter.
Oh yeah, if you're trying to do combo moves on the Commodore
You know
64, probably don't.
Honestly, the music for it is at least recognizably.
We've got flashing. It may get worse. This is Commodore 64, everybody. So be aware, there may be flashing. I'm going to go ahead and put that in our title as well, so everybody knows.
Now, right, this is at Alpiner, basically.
I love Alpiner. I saw somebody posting a picture of all this stuff they had in their garage, and I saw hiding in the back a TI-99. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want that for one specific game. Hey, Lady Rex beating M. Bison once.
There was a used video game store around us that had like the weirdest selection and like not the greatest prices, but it had a TI-99 in box.
Ooh.
And if it had the vocoder, I would have bought it.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. I honestly, like, I don't care too much for retro game collecting unless the game matters a whole lot to me. If I'm doing speedruns of a game, I usually want to get it if it's at all available. But it's not quite as important, and simply put, like, the TI-99 is one of those that I would be very tempted to get, and then I'd be like, well, can't really play it on anything. Oh, I do have an OSSC, though. I could do an output with that, yeah.
You'd have to make sure it outputs in RGB.
Okay. I mean,
right, for the OSSCs.
I've played around with it enough. I know how to change the settings. Yeah, I'm trying to think. You've got a Mister, right, Corndan?
I do.
And that's generally
It
for
does
emulation,
have a TI
right?
99.
Maybe
Ooh.
beat Street Fighter.
Street Fighter's down. You can't compare with my powers. That is not the correct formatting for the text, but that is a completion. I mean, Street Fighter down. I think that's... No, that's not the right... No, what am I doing? There.
Is this loop for Captain Drake?
I don't believe so. Right, doesn't look exactly the same.
Yeah, we're on to a snow section. This is not quite the same. I'm gonna need to change a little bit for Lady Rex during this screen because we've got a little bit of a HUD at the bottom and a little extra at the top.
When you move left and right, the boat on the bottom also moves left and right, and you have to catch the friends that fall out of the cage with the boat.
Oh no! Okay, so focus more... No, you've got to focus on both yourself and the boat, huh?
Yep.
Yes, and the goal is to kill the monster that's on the level that's right above the cage.
I don't like this. You're in the top 5. Lady Rex didn't like it either. Nope, she's loading the state again. I like the music here, though. It's pretty cool.
Music is really good.
Yeah, this is one of the most technically accomplished and well-regarded games on the Commodore 64. This is close to being a good game, but this level belongs in Kusog7ande.
We've got the... What's that stuff that they have in Roger Rabbit that melts the cartoons? That's exactly what this is.
The dip?
Thermite?
The dip.
What?
Thermite?
Not thermite, Justin. The dip. Yeah, the dip, not thermite. I mean, that would melt most cartoons, I gotta be honest. Captain Drake, I love the way that this mountain climber just sort of shimmies everywhere. It's adorable.
I mean, wouldn't you just shimmy around if you could get away with it?
So what Lady Rex needs to understand is that you need to be on the upper level and jump over the roly-poly villain there to get far enough to the left so that you can catch the one falling out of the cage.
Lady Rex definitely needs to stay on the top layer and go left first. I agree. Captain Drake, oh no, the Yeti got you!
I mean, this Yeti is training for ski free.
Yeah. I mean, good for him. You know, good to have some ambitions in life. I honestly don't care to ski, or maybe StairQuest. Yeti could be practicing for StairQuest. I could see that. Y'all, we had StairQuest on Kusog7ande before. David TKI did a run of it at SGDQ. It was hilarious and amazing. And with how fast David got through it, like, the game looks so trivial, but it is not. It is ridiculous.
Okay, so Lady figured out how to catch one of your friends in the cage, but the goal is to kill the monster that's under you. So you have to occasionally, when friend starts to fall, go all the way around and start damaging this monster. And this state is also very trappy, because that monster has a lot of HP. I would say you need at least 5 cycles to kill that monster.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. Lady Rex is doing pretty good at, like, learning how this works, and it looks like Spike's Peak may be down. Let's go ahead and see if this is going to be a loop.
It looks like it.
That looked like the non-binary flag. It was good colors. I like it.
Yep, that would be it.
There we go. Spike's Peak, which was represented by a lion for some reason, down. Yeah, Captain Drake is just demolishing this. Like, and here we go. Frankie goes to Hollywood. grabbing flowers. Meanwhile, Lady Rex has been tackling some of the more puzzle-lengthy levels than Captain Drake has, at least up until this point, I feel.
Yeah, the jump over the monster on the top level, which you need to do a lot, because you need to do damage and then go back up here, damage, go back up here, and so on. That jump is not trivial at all.
Yeah, she's been doing very, very well. Honestly, Commodore 64 is... I try to explain to people just how difficult a lot of games are for the system, because it's something that is... There are some pretty neat games, but also a lot of the games are very short, and because of the way that Commodore 64 works, because the games were short, they made them much more difficult to give longevity to the games. And that's not necessarily a bad thing per se, you know, it's a thing of the era, but NES difficulty is not quite the same as Commodore 64 difficulty. Commodore 64 is very, very hard. Atari, same way. Yeah.
Captain Drake beats Frankie.
Already? What?
Yep.
Holy guacamole. Let me see. There we go. Freddy Goes to Hollywood down. Captain Drake has cleared 5 of these so far. Lady Rex has cleared 2. I would say, honestly, anybody going up against Captain Drake should not feel bad if they lose, because Captain Drake is just amazing somehow.
Drake started out going in the right way in this state, and the state is a bit of a puzzle, as I'll try to explain.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely a puzzle state, which I'm a fan of puzzle games. I feel like this is something that I could see myself playing when I was a kid. Like, I love it. I think it's cute. It's definitely challenging.
Very getting damage in, but this monster has a lot of hit points. It's going to require multiple cycles, but I haven't seen Lady Rex doing damage on that monster.
Yeah, I don't know if Lady Rex quite gets what you're supposed to do in Creatures 2. The goal here, kill the monster above the cage. Don't let anyone in the cage die. This is joystick port 2. There we go. If you're on joystick port 1 and you push left, you leave the level. So that's fun.
Drake seems to have gotten the concept of the state quite well. He's doing what he's supposed to.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and see if Lady Rex is able to go and deal any damage. It's just... You have to repeat the cycle over and over in order to do this. I feel like Lady Rex would probably benefit from taking a break from this game and moving to something else for a little while, which players are allowed to do at any point. You know, they don't
this
have
is a
to keep
state
playing.
where auto fire helps a lot, but you can also do a charge attack, and that's also an option.
Oh, really? A Commodore 64 game with a charge attack? What is this? I mean, it's Creatures 2. That's what it is.
Drake beats the state. Drake beats the state.
Drake has beaten this already? What? What the heck? Let's see. Is that state 5? Yes. State 5 is down. Captain Drake moving back to... oh my gosh, how do I say this?
Let's just say
Uno, sure.
Oh no. So Lady started out doing the worst thing you can do, which is firing your weapon, because firing your weapon on the space station makes the space station turn hostile.
I mean, there's no way to know until you shoot it. Right? It is so quiet.
Yeah, that's a trap that I expected players to fall into. And you start off facing the space station, so I think Lady would be better off just reloading the state.
Yeah, honestly, everybody will probably need to reload states every once in a while. Now, which game is this? Elite?
Yes.
Lady is on Elite, yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is like Elite Dangerous. You gotta go dock at the space station. Elite Dangerous is a later game in this series.
Yeah. Yes.
I like Elite Dangerous. It's so cool. This definitely is not that. I mean, it is, but yeah, don't shoot the space station, kids.
I chose this docking for a state because it's a classic trial by fire for old school microcomputer gamers. This was a huge game in Europe because of how innovative it was with its open world style and its 3D graphics.
It's a really good game, and it really pushes like this to the limit of what the C64 can do, like legitimately. Right, this is amazing.
Neat. Yeah. Everybody, like, if you had seen, I would say that the execution is not the best, but that's more because nobody had done this before. This was 1984. On the BBC Micro. 85 came out on Commodore 64. Having a giant space simulator at that time would have been really, really cool. At the same time, I'm thinking of some other games that there were plenty of space shooters / flyers that came out in the 90s.
Wing Commander,
possibly the late 80s.
Its life specifically to Elite. Right. I mean, so to say that this is a game that really drove an entire genre is an understatement.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the game is on Atari that was about flying around on a planet and trying to save rescuers. Rescue on Fractalis, that one.
So the Elite state requires using your keyboard, and I gave the players instructions on that in the guide.
I did copy everything you put into the README.
Yeah, so what I see, Rescue on Fractalis came out also in 85. It may have come out a little bit after this, considering that some parts of this were released in 84. And that was also a large space flying game. However, it had a little bit more detail. It had color designs. And
Lady wins. Lady beats the state.
She
Lady
got it. Okay, she might ask if she has beaten it, and indeed,
and of course she.
Yep. Thank you for keeping your eye on that, Corn Dan. We have Elite down by Lady Rex. Very, very nice.
Oh no, this is a trap state.
Oh yes.
Uh-oh.
This wasn't even a good arcade game, and the port on this is even worse.
Oh, there's no way this could be bad. What is this game?
Hard Driving.
There's no way a driving game could be bad. Come on. We have never had a bad driving game on Kusog7ande. Oh, this is not good.
Yeah, let's hope Lady One realizes this is a trap street, because it's also really exclamation point fan.
Okay, this is perfect. I need nothing else in my life. I just want this. Oh, frame rate, everybody. Honestly, Commodore 64 didn't do 3D graphics the best, I gotta be honest. We saw that with Elite, and we saw this with this. I feel like I've played other versions of this game, though.
I think we've had this on other versions, the DOS version or something like that. Hard Driving came out on basically everything at the time.
I love that somebody in chat, Caro Z, is saying it's not even 3D. No, this is 3D.
I mean, it's
at least
3D in a sense, in that it's calculating everything that's going on.
It's
right?
at
The
least
road
as
exists in
3D as
space.
Wolfenstein 3D. It's like
No, it's more so. There's definitely
Drake beats Uno. Drake beat Uno.
Uno
And
down.
to the barn, which
Oh my gosh. This is ridiculous. Drake has beaten 7 of
Bro,
these?
Did you mark down Elite for
Which one
Lady
is
Rex?
which one is Elite? I can't tell from these.
Number
pictures.
7?
7.
instead of
okay.
Elite for a lady.
Sorry, I marked number 8 hard drive, and I can't tell what these pictures are. It's Commodore 64.
Well, the hard drive in one is a car. The Elite one is a spaceship.
I can't tell the difference between the car and the spaceship.
The car has wheels, bro.
Okay, I thought that was an engine. Whatever. Yeah, we've got a lion for the mountain climbing one. I don't even know.
Because there are lions on the mountain.
Okay, I actually love that.
So I actually took each one of these, right? I took from the game.
Yeah, and I love the lion face. Cornet, I'm giving you a hard time.
Now, to be fair, I don't know why there's a lion in the game, right? But it's definitely on one of like the title or award screens or whatever. There's a stupid lion there.
I love it. Honestly, there should be stupid lions everywhere. Drake is having fun with Vector Ball. Lady Rex having fun with hard driving. This music definitely hurts. I do think that Lady Rex got Elite very, very quickly, though. That was very impressive. Yeah, Spike's Peak! A reference to Pike's Peak, if y'all didn't know that. I think everybody knew that, but yeah, Captain Drake is still having
really well.
I feel like this is a game that I would really try a whole bunch just to see if I could figure out how to play it, because I love how terrible it looks. I think Captain Drake might have scored on himself, but like the needles are so similar colored that I have a hard time telling them apart.
Yeah, I think Drake has scored several goals, just own goals.
Nah.
Because the shooting is really that bad.
Yeah, all that Drake needs to do is score a single goal, that's all. And I love that, like, a single goal is possibly the hardest challenge on this gauntlet.
Yeah, it's a toss-up between hard driving and this what is the worst state, and this is the worst trap because it sounds more simple.
Yeah, it just sounds okay, like, oh, I'll just do this and we're fine.
Yeah,
right?
CPU shows up and just steals the ball. I love it. Also, there are a lot of sounds happening on Spike's Peak. A lot of farting. Probably the bears. It's gotta be the bears, right?
I mean, probably.
Oh, there's the bird. Watch out, the bird! Ah! So good. Just generic bear noises. Yeah, there's some timer underneath the score. I don't know exactly what that is. What got Lady Rex? Did the cave kill Lady Rex?
Probably?
Okay, weird. No! Can't jump into the river, that'll kill ya. Okay, still no goals on Captain Drake's side. That is 0% surprising. This is Vector Ball, and this is a nightmare and a half. I think that if you get, like, really lucky with the computer being dumb, maybe you can, like, get some quick progress, but honestly, it's fine. Let the computer score a goal or 2 or 5 and just rush and try to get one lucky playthrough. With that said, like, Drake has cleared 7 of the states, so even at this point, Lady Rex is going to have a challenge catching up. Just welcome to Captain Drake things. You know, he's only won Mystery Tournament before. And
no big deal.
Yeah, no big deal, you know? It's really not too surprising to see how well... Oh no! Drake, are you going to get it? Drake gets a goal!
Yeah, Drake beats the stage.
See, it was theoretically possible before. Now we know that it's possible.
Yeah, and now Drake only has the 2 3D stages left.
Yeah.
And chooses the wrong one.
Oh no, both of them are the wrong one. Drake only has incorrect choices at this point. With that said, Lady Rex did complete Elite. You know, I will be shocked if we get a full clear. But it's actually possible.
Yeah.
This is amazing. Okay, a little flashing on Lady Rex's screen. This has had less flashing than I expected, like the entire Gauntlet. Considering games in the Atari and Commodore 64 era, they used a heck of a lot of flashing because, hey, it's easy to do, and it looks kind of cool. And I did try to vet my states for flashing. That was really, like, the Commodore 64, most of the games were made before there was a wide knowledge that flashing imagery could actually cause seizures. It wasn't really until the 90s that became much more common knowledge. Heck, maybe even late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah, it's just, like, I wouldn't have known. But then again, I was kind of a dumb kid.
Well, you know.
I was the type of kid who, like, if I saw flashing on the TV, I would go and stick my face right against the screen and be like, this is so cool.
My son does that.
It's so cool, Corn Dan. I do that now, I get a headache.
I do a lot of things now, I get a headache.
It's true. Captain Drake, unfortunately, flipping the car over quite a bit. Heavy driving, as it turns out. Not the lightest game out there. Or hard driving, whatever. Quiet. It's a bit of a challenge to actually drive around here. And, but this was 89, so, like, this was at least 4 years after the Elite, the 3D game that we were talking about before, the space game that Lady Rex managed to clear. So it feels like things should be at least a little bit more reasonable. Uh-oh, there's a loop-de-loop. Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, this just should not ever have been attempted.
Oh, it should have been attempted. Oh, I love that it was attempted.
I appreciate the level of effort that went into trying to make it work.
Yeah, people are bringing up the Super Nintendo version of hard driving. There was a Super Nintendo version?
Yep.
That might have been the one that I tried. Lady Rex moving on to this one, which is just Monster Rancher Hop About with a tennis ball on the Commodore 64. If you have played Hop About, most things are going to be fairly familiar here, except that there's a limited scroll speed. Otherwise, like, just get into the rhythm of knowing when your ball is going to land on the ground. The unfortunate thing is that there's not a sound when you land. The Commodore 64 had a hard time doing sounds and music at the same time, so usually it was one or the other, and we've got music here. Game over.
And the music here is pretty good.
Yeah. Wait, did the screen just say dang? I think Lady Rex died and said dang. I love it.
Yeah, dang.
Dang. Oh, this is rockin'. I love this music.
Yeah, it's really good. Like, legitimately, right, I told Hedge had me try it, right? No, it says bang when you die.
See, I would have preferred dang. Yeah.
But so Hedge hands it to me. She goes, "What do you think?" And she goes, I don't know if it's like get a, state on this. Is it too good for this?" And I came back like immediately, and I was just like, "Yeah, this is honestly too good for a full hour match."
Yeah, it's called Rebounder, and honestly, I think I would agree that like that actually falls into the good game category, just like aged, and it doesn't control as well as modern games would. But like, if you played this when it came out,
right? I mean, I don't know when it came out. Came out sometime this Commodore 64 was out, but like. Right, conceptually,
87.
I could see someone making an indie game of that today, right? Putting it on Steam for $5 to $10 and making a killing.
Yeah, they like maybe it would have to have more level. Let's do it. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Do I want? I'll just play Monster Rancher Hop About. But, like, honestly, a more updated version or more updated style of a game similar to that, yeah, I think that it could work pretty well. Okay, Lady Rex just trying to make any progress here, honestly, because all you need to do is make a single goal while playing this. It is a tempting state, as Donkey Clonk has said, but the game's just so difficult to control. Like, I can tell that not only is there momentum, but it almost seems like unpredictable momentum, or like you control like a pinball.
Yeah, this is definitely heavy ice physics.
It's like the iciest of ice physics that have ever existed. This is so ice physics. Now, everybody, if you are watching and you're enjoying what we have here, again, we usually have Kusog7ande matches on the weekends, and occasionally we do during the week, type ! schedule to see what's coming up. We don't currently have anything that is solidly scheduled, but it will be in a little bit. Stop it, Justin! Yeah, we will have things updated soon.
Lady One changing stage to Uno, and I think this is the easiest of the stages that Lady has left. It's just that Captain Drake has completed some really difficult states.
Yeah, I'd say, like, at this point, I do not see Lady Rex catching up at all. Like, she is trying her hardest. It's just, like, Captain Drake is a wizard. That's my assessment. Yeah, if he lived back in the 1600s in America, he'd be in danger.
Yeah?
Yeah, because he's a wizard. Then again, you'd probably also be at risk of all the diseases. You know, that part is also true. with that said, I do think Lady Rex is right to give this one a shot, even though Uno is sort of an auto-scroller. She's played it before, it has a frame rate, and it's sort of visually easy to understand what's happening. Definitely easier to control than Vector Ball and a lot of the other states here. I think that... I feel like out of the remaining games, this is one I would be more confident in being able to beat. Just the hip... yeah, go ahead.
Lady 1 played Frankie before, she hasn't played Uno before.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, if I like knew at all what this game was like, I would probably be jumping into it relatively quickly because it seems like my jam. The biggest difficulty is that like your sprite is a little bit too far to the right, and that makes it really difficult to see the obstacles coming up.
And the hitbox is on the plow instead of your character. That could also be unintuitive. And the hitbox is on the terrain, it's just bad.
Oh yeah. I do like the chat is noting they want to see Captain Drake try out Elite, and I think all of us want to see how Drake does with that. Lady Rex got it very quickly, though. She surprised me. Off-road. Captain Drake, you can't go off-road by jumping, like, an inch off of the ground by going up a ramp. Shame, shame, shame. Don't do that. Why would the game punish you for driving fast? That's stupid.
Why not?
It's hard driving. It's not called, oh, grandma driving. Come on. Although, then again, I think of one granny. Okay, it's story time. So there was one time that I was going to go help out with some scout thing back when I was like 16 or 17, and they were like, okay, just drive your car and follow us. And so I was following them, and then they went onto a dirt road, and we're going 70 miles per hour. I'm not even kidding. This old lady, who definitely was a grandma by that time, just 70, 75 on this dirt road. And I'm like, I have to keep up because there are multiple turnoffs all over the place. If I do not keep up, I'm gonna get lost. You know what happened? My freaking muffler and my exhaust pipe fell off from, like, the exhaust pipe going all the way under the car fell off. From how bumpy all of this was. I was like, Grandma, calm down. Anyways, yeah, my car needed some repairs after that, but it was a old 1983 Honda Accord. It was probably ready to blow up at any point anyway, so like...
Drake got a time renewal.
Ooh, very nice.
I don't know if that's a checkpoint or a goal.
I think you have to just finish the course.
Pull
it up.
Cross the finish line.
Cross the finish line. Was that across the finish line?
It was a checkpoint. I don't know if, like, I assume crossing the finish line means that you finish.
I believe so too.
That's my assumption, at least. Yeah, Karo Z is saying that the Honda Accord is one of the most reliable, sensible cars. I mean, considering that I drove it until at least 2005, like it was 22 years old, and eventually it was just like, this car is, like, eventually had something break that was going to be more expensive than the car itself. It's like, yeah, it was a good car. I loved it. Not only that, but it was so beat up that for a high schooler who, living in rural Utah and I'm bored, perfect way to have a car and just be willing to abuse it. Yeah, that car got a lot of abuse. Like, I think I could see through
Oh,
part
no.
of the door down to the road just because of rust holes that were in it. Yeah, it was an old car.
So it's a game over if the off-road timer runs down to 0, and Captain Drake came so very close to having that happen.
Oh, yeah. Captain Drake is doing a lot of wibbly wobblies, and I'm not sure why.
Because
This game
of
is
the
hard.
controls.
Oh, yeah, that's right. This isn't a good game.
So there, right in the middle of the dashboard, you see a pixel between the two gauges, and that tells you how much left and right your virtual steering wheel is going. So you can keep pushing left and go partially to the left or more to the right. And it's kind of like juggling to get that balance. It's like walking a tightrope in the darkness.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, Commodore 64, everything was... Like, you didn't have analog control. You know, if you were pushing left, it was either yes, left, or no, left. It was 1 or 0. Pushing right, yes or no. Pushing forward, yes or no. And because of that, you have, like, with any sort of driving game, when you do not have tight controls that you can do just a little bit of turning, a little bit of acceleration, they're significantly more difficult. I played a lot of DOS driving games when I was a kid, and like Carmageddon, I played with keyboard with up, down, left, right as my controls, and while it's doable, it's still like, is that all or nothing
Is this the finish
stuff.
line?
Is that it? No.
That is the finish line. Yeah, that's the finish line.
Okay, do we count that then?
Yes.
But the race isn't finished?
It'll just let you drive forever.
Will it? Okay,
Yeah.
whatever. Drake's gonna win. I'll go ahead and mark it and not tell him. He can keep driving this game and keep... Oh, he asked if it's done. We're counting it.
Also, Lady One has gotten really close because the barn is a quarter of the level in, but it's close by no cigar.
Okay, so I have told Captain Drake, because the rule is if they ask, I will tell them. And I told Captain Drake that counts. And we are possibly going to see a full clear.
Yeah, maybe.
Bam! Flying straight into that. Let me go ahead and do a little bit of a recapture for Lady Rex so that we can see the beautiful score and life counter and the rest of the level here. But yeah, I think at this point, Captain Drake just has this in the bag. There is no losing. Captain Drake is going to be the winner here. And we'll just have to see if Lady Rex is able to clear anything else. I honestly feel like the great majority of people... You can't go that fast into a space station, Captain Drake. Come on. The vast majority of people would be playing a lot more like Lady Rex, which is still playing really well. It's just Commodore 64 games are super difficult, and Captain Drake is better than most of us here. I gotta be honest here. Is that it?
Drake wins!
Did it? Yes,
Drake
that's
wins.
it. We're done.
Clear for Drake!
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and say that is time. Okay, let me go ahead and let them know. Join, competitors, join General Voice if you want. Yeah, this was nuts. Holy guacamole. I'm going to go ahead and mute that game and turn on our own music because we had another full clear. This was absolutely absurd. Lady Rex.
Oh boy.
Lady Rex, you did about how I would have expected for people to do, and then Captain Drake just beat every single thing.
Wait, what? Okay, that's amazing, but I don't know how they managed to beat some of these games. Like that lawnmower when I was on for the longest time. When does the barn show up?
It's about a quarter of the way through. You almost got there a couple times.
You were almost there. You were so close.
Oh, that hurts to hear. I'm not gonna lie.
Honestly, like I said, Lady Rex, these are hard states. These are rough games. And honestly,
Yeah, I'm proud we're getting through at least 3 of them, but just well done, Captain Drake, for clearing all 10 of them. That's impressive.
I know, right? I kept watching and I'm like, Drake's a wizard. Drake is like better than I could have ever expected. Have you seen any of these games before, Lady?
Frankie Goes to Hollywood. I had that earlier this season during the pools, actually.
Ah, gotcha. That's why you started with it.
Not that particular mini game, though. So that's why it was the first game I went after, and why I stuck with it until I cleared it.
I think that was probably a good call. Just getting one game under your belt so that you're able to address other ones. I think that was pretty smart. Not only that, but even though you hadn't played that specific minigame, you still knew a little bit of the jankiness of Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Yeah. As for the other 2 games I beat, I wish I could say playing against my girlfriend in Street Fighter 6 helped me prepare for that, but it really didn't. I was just spamming the attack button the entire time.
Yeah, that's how Street Fighter goes.
I wasn't sure if there was really going to be any sort of quarter circles or anything like that on the Commodore version of the game, so I just kept it simple.
You were very smart trying not to do anything special there. I feel like you would have gotten it. If you had to restart it once or twice, you would have gotten the hang of it anyway. But you pretty much one-shot that one, and that was great to see that you just destroyed it. And then Elite is the other one that you kind of got that surprised us at first because you destroyed that.
Yeah, I'll be honest, that one was kind of blind luck. I eventually figured out that I was able to use the comma and period keys on my keyboard to do certain things in the game as well, and I was able to use that to help adjust myself to get in there.
Yeah, we were talking about this, by the way. The game Elite Dangerous is actually based off of the same series. This was the first entry in that series, and for a game that was out in 84, 85, it's really impressive. It's not aged well, but it's kind of really impressive having a game that's that large, you know? Donkey Kong did point out something that you did right at the beginning of the Elite State. What was that, Donkey Kong?
If you press the fire button, then you fire upon the space station, and it will send fighters after you.
Oh, I didn't even realize I did that. Oops.
No, it was great. I thought it was pretty funny. Was there any of these states that you felt like was a nightmare that you're like, I just do not want to deal with this?
Well, okay, so there were 2, and one of them I at least gave a second shot. The first one was Baby of Kangaroo. It's just what I saw when I was struggling with that first jump. It's like, okay, you know what? This I'll save this one for. I'm not doing this one.
Okay.
If I'm struggling this much at the start, my time is better spent elsewhere.
Okay, that's fair.
And Vector Ball, I'm gonna be honest. Vector Ball is entirely my own fault because I didn't realize I was having an issue with my inputs until after the match started.
Oh no.
That's my own fault for not realizing that before the match started. You probably saw it with some of the games. My up and left buttons only on port 2 were being held for some reason.
Oh,
when
no.
I was on the games in which I was playing in port 1, perfectly fine. But in any of the games in which I was playing on port 2, it was holding the input whenever I pressed the button.
Oh, that's
until
not
I hit
good.
the opposite direction.
Yeah, I actually didn't notice that. That would definitely affect some of the games, considering that a decent number of the games are on port 2. Did you change that partway through?
I tried to for a bit during the lawnmower one. That's why there was periods where I wasn't moving, but in the end, I just ended up rolling with it, because since I was able to just stop the effect just by pressing the opposite direction, it wasn't the end of the world.
Okay.
Plus, I say a lot. Plus, it accidentally made me discover a few things. Like I realized in Creatures 2 that by holding the button, I was able to do that fire breath. Not sure if it would have really helped me, but
it would deal more damage to the enemy that you're supposed to kill there. The Creatures 2 is a little bit annoying, the way that
I'll be honest with that one, because I could see that the frog was following my movement just like the boat. I thought it was going to be a case of, oh, I'm not supposed to kill this thing with my attacks. I'm supposed to get this rock over to it and crush it.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, and that is actually how you beat a level, but the goal wasn't to beat a level. And you do need to kill that monster.
I
before you beat the
misunderstood
level.
then.
Oh,
That's my bad. I honestly thought defeating that creature would have beaten the level, so that's my bad.
I mean, the instructions are a little bit vague because it says kill the monster above the cage, and you did get the rock onto the frog, which is part of the overall stage puzzle, but the weird slime immediately above the cage right there, he takes a lot of hits, and because of that you have to go down, shoot him a bunch, and then go back up above and move your boat over to save your friends, and then go back down and shoot the slime a bunch. It's about 4 or 5 rounds of that in order to get through and kill that enemy. It's doable. It's just kind of a pain in the butt. You figured out a different part of the puzzle.
Yeah, just the wrong part for the sake of the challenge.
It's all right. I mean,
and just go ahead.
that's Commodore 64. Some things aren't straightforward. Welcome to it.
And I guess just to give my quick opinions on 3 of the other games.
Yes.
Hard driving, I'll be honest, I just wasn't sure. When I realized there were 2 courses, I wasn't sure which one we were supposed to do, so I just played it safe and kept picking the trick course. If I was wrong about that, well, that's on me. Spike's Peak wasn't too bad, but because of the collect items before advancing to the next screen, it definitely made things a lot trickier because I had to figure out, okay, is this something I can collect, or is this just a background decoration? During that mountain climbing section, and when I got the game over there, it's like, okay, this is gonna take too long to get back there.
Yeah.
And Rebounder, I'll be honest, that's the game out of these I remember the least. I think I spent the least amount of time on that one, aside from Baby Kangaroo.
That one is possibly the best of the games.
Oh, wait,
here.
That's the ball bouncing one. I just remember.
Yeah, the ball bouncing one. We always compare it to, what's it called?
Monster Rancher Hopabout.
Yeah, it's basically proto Monster Rancher Hopabout, and it's actually kind of a fun game. I like it. It's got great music, the action, it's playable, and it actually embraces the limitations of Commodore 64 instead of hard drive and trying to break them.
Yeah, that one was cool. It took me way too long to be able to figure that one out for me to be able to take advantage.
Yeah, and that's fine.
And yet in Vector Ball, I have no clue what the heck I was doing in that game. I wasn't sure how to shoot the ball properly. I wasn't the movement control, my movement issues were especially hindering me there. That one was just a wash.
Yeah, we actually didn't expect anybody to beat that. Then Captain Drake shows up.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? I need to ask. How? How did Captain Drake get a point on that? I need to know.
I mean, a little bit of luck, but also I think he somehow managed to deal with the rolling physics a little bit more. Captain Drake has won mystery tournament before, so I would say that Lady Rex, you were going into this against somebody who is too good.
I was like, I'm not sad about losing this though, because honestly, I'm proud of myself for getting this far. You
did so good.
I never in a million years thought I'd get as far as the Gauntlet round, honestly. I'm just proud of myself for making it this far.
I'm proud
even if
of
I
you
did lose in the
too.
end.
Yeah, well, everybody loses except for one person, and sometimes that person loses at least one of their matches as well. Like, yeah, there's absolutely no shame. You did so good. And honestly, like, going up against Captain Drake, I would have been like, today is the day I'm out, because Captain Drake is just somehow gonna beat me, and I have no idea how. And
I honestly didn't know about their resume coming in, so I was coming in like, all right, I'm gonna give it my best, and whatever happens, happens.
I think that I would probably rather not know how good they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was caught off guard when I saw that's time message. It's like, wait, wait, what? And then when I saw, and then obviously when I heard you say that Captain Drake managed to beat all the games, it's like, well, that explains it.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't think. I'm just trying to think of everybody else in the tournament. I don't know if anybody else could have done that. Like, Captain Drake has a really good chance of taking Kusog7ande just based off of how he's done in the past. And so, hey, I would say that you lost to one of the best, and that is a good way to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, be sure to hit me up sometime because I've got up to $25 worth of games on Steam that I can give you. I've been given gift cards this year just to make it a little bit easier as well. I can get you a gift card.
Hopefully the fact I'm in Canada doesn't cause any issues with that.
It's easier
We'll
with
find
gift
out.
cards when you're in a different country, so that's the way to go. Just add me
All
as
right.
a friend on Steam. It takes a few days for Steam to be like, okay, fine, you can give a card to your friend, whatever. Other than that, are you doing anything stream-wise, lady?
I'll be honest, I might end up doing that. I might still end up doing that Kuso revenge idea I mentioned last time I was on. But otherwise, I don't really have like a schedule for streams or anything. It's just whenever I feel like it.
Okay, well that's still good. You know, if y'all go and follow Captain Drake and Lady Rex over on Twitch, you know, you'll get notifications when they go live. Do you let people know on Twitter and Discord as well?
Oh yeah, I'll definitely post on Twitter and on Discord whenever I do go live.
Fantastic. And I think we need just one last thing from you, lady. Do you have any final words for your tombstone?
At least it wasn't RoboCop.
Agreed. Speaking of RoboCop, everybody, Corndan and I are going to be playing on GDQ's channel later tonight. It's going to be about 8:30 Eastern that we are racing a mystery game. I'm not telling you what it is because it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited for that.
I know what it is, and I still don't know what it is.
Well, okay, I know what it
That's
is,
always
but I'm not going to spoil it for y'all. Like, I know what genre.
I have loaded it for all of 2 minutes to make sure it got cropped.
Yeah, I'll do that in a little bit. But yeah, everybody, you should definitely come and watch tonight. And I will definitely tweet it out and put it on Discord when we are about to go live. Other than that, let's go ahead and rate somebody. I'm just trying to find somebody who would be good to raid. Let's see. Retro Gaming Live is doing stuff. Does anybody see anybody who we should go bother? Don't want to do reruns. Everybody's doing all these reruns. What's the link for the Discord? If you want, it is discord.gg/Kusog7ande. Thank you so much, Nightbot, for actually listening to somebody. I appreciate that.
I do not have anybody that we should go follow.
You know what? Lack Attack is playing a Zelda 2 ROM hack, and I don't know what ROM hack this is, but it looks interesting. Ocarina of Time. Oh, sorry, Trinitronity. Let's go ahead and bother Lack Attack. And do I have a good raid message?
Not that I know of. We didn't really have something that popped up in game.
Fission mailed. How about that? Or war.
Yeah, I see a few people say war.
War. Bam. There's bang. go yell war. You can go ahead and put angry emotes around them as well. You know, share all of your angry war stuff. See y'all at 6:30 my time, 8:30 Eastern on Games Done Quick for a little grudge match where Corndan and I are gonna settle our differences, I suppose. All right, take care, Lady Rex.
You take care too. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, see you, Corndan.
Bye.
Bye.